Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So yesterday I got a lot of good feedback on this beginner background art journal page. And what I'm going to do is I'll link it down below and I'll link it at the end of the video. You can just click on it and go to it on just how to get very, very simple. Well, I decided today I'm going to build on this page. And we're going to do a few other things to brighten it up and see what we're going to, finish it with. I have a couple ideas in my head, but we'll see as I go on. So all I did very quickly as a recap is I took a piece of scrapbook paper that I wasn't really thrilled with the colors, and I painted it with a turquoise. It was orange and I painted it with a turquoise. And when it was dry, I folded it up and I just cut it. I just, like you're doing a snowflake, but it's not a snowflake. I just randomly cut it. And then I glued it down. I painted gold on the bottom as the base, no primer, no gesso. And then I glued it on using Mod Podge paper, but you can of course use regular Mod Podge. You can use white school glue, just water it down a little bit. You can use a glue stick, whatever you have. And I glued it down. It was in one piece, but you don't have to do it in one piece. And then I went on top and I stamped it with some Distress Oxide. However, you can see it kind of smeared, but it did give it a little distressed look. And then I just used my Punchinella to show you guys with some white paints, if you wanted to bring that in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a stencil, whatever stencil you have laying. I'm going to grab some Dilutions. What color are you? Lemon Zest. But of course, Plaid, Folk Art has fantastic sprays, Deco Arts, and that kind of thing. Also, and I cannot remember your name, and I'm so sorry. I can't even remember my name on days. Somebody took the Dilutions paints and used them in a water bottle and made the sprays, and they came out gorgeous. And I'm sorry, put your name down below if it was you. I am so sorry. I cannot remember names to save my life. I barely remember my name. So I'm going to start with the lighter colors first, as always. Now, you see that I did that. And what you want to do, once you spray, before it dries, is let's take a piece of paper. Use a piece of mixed media paper, use a piece of printer paper. I'm just going to use that paper there because I have it sitting here. You can even use other scrapbook paper that you may not like. And I'm just going to press it down. Hopefully it didn't dry yet. Nope. And you see I'm just getting double trouble. And you can see sprayed it. Now it's a little light, but you still get the variations. And then I'm going to go in with some, I think this is squeezed orange. Yep. Squeezed orange. Like that. Gonna do a quick once over. See that? Now you can of course take this and look, my hands are gonna get it. It's not that big a deal. And you can turn it over and get more, of the color in different areas if you want to do that. So I have that so far. And what I'm gonna do now, that'll be on there for a few days. What I'm gonna do now is dry it with my heat gun. Now, dilution is not permanent. That's okay. I'm not worrying about that right now. I just want to get some other colors done. I do have white. I should see. You can see as I blow it dry, and you don't have to blow it dry. You can leave it sit and dry. It'll take a couple minutes, or you can even take more of that off. I know I have white. I think I have white. Yeah, let's hope it works. Sometimes they clog and you can't get it going. They even put a little ball on the bottom, which I wish they would have done for all of them. Maybe they do in the newer ones. I haven't bought newer ones, so I'm not sure. Okay, so now I'm going to go with the pink. And I'm going to just grab another kind of stencil I have here. Not worrying too much what it is because I'm not really going for the shape. I'm going for the, just to lay some color down. You'll see? Just a little Look at that. Pushing it down. Yeah, easier with my fingers. And pushing it down. And I still have stuff left, so I can still lay it on my white piece of paper. And you'll get some of that deliciousness up. And you're making a great background on here, which I will use and rip up doing something else. Okay, so I have this. Keep in mind when you're doing this, one of the reasons why I like to dry it in between and soak up some is now when I go in with a different color, if I would go in with a little yellow or whatever and it mixes, well, it's so wet, you know, it's going to give you a different color. Now, that's not a big deal because if I do blue and yellow, I'll show you, it'll make green. And at the end of the day, that's not a bad thing. So I'll just do some yellow there. And then here's blue, which is a London blue. And it's going to go into a green. Right now, I'm not going to touch that, but if I mixed it, like I'll mix it here, it gives you a green tinge. You don't get that full blue. Do you know what I mean? Which, that's all right. So if you dry it, you won't get that mixture as bad, and you'll get more clear color. And I'm not even going to put that on anything. Let's do a little bit. That blue comes out. He's not playing around, is he? And then I'll just go in and pull some of it up. And you don't have to do this part. I just like to do it just to soak some of it up. So we have that. I love the way it runs. Sure. Now let's do some, let's try this. Let's see if we can get white. I don't know if white, how good white's going to show up, but we will see. Yeah, it's kind of faded because of the dark colors. But look, but some of the pink will come through, but that's okay. But look how it lightens it. And of course you can make your own. Of course you can. Look at that. And then don't forget, you see this, turn it over, give it a little press, give it a little press, and you're just lightening up, but you're still going to have those colors. I'll put it on my paper here just to get a little bit, lift it up. Yeah. Oh, I love the way this looks. Now, this is when you can go in, if you want. Maybe I'll take a smaller brush. Maybe I won't play with that brush. Let's see. Let's do this one. I'm going to take just a brush. I'm going to put it in some water and wet it. And what I'm going to do is go and wet certain areas and take some of it off so we still get that background coming through, right? I'm going to wet it again. And I want some more of this coming through here. So I'm just going to wet this. This is the paper that we use underneath. And then I'll take a little paper toweling or a rag, whatever you have. And you see how it comes through? And you're not losing it. So if you're nervous, you know, like, oh, I lost, you know, I like the layers, but that's me. Let's get a little layer in here. Just a little bit of water on your brush. And look. And that's the, you know, the good thing. Now, if you're doing this with permanent spray, just make sure you do it after each spray if that's what you're, you know, the thing that you're going for. And I'm just going to dab it up. Now, see, I'm loving this. I don't want to touch any more of this. Let's do right here. And just pick some of that up. So you see how that's still coming through? Not a big deal, right? You can still make it all come through if you want. I can still see it. I'll hold this up once I'm done. I'm just going to dry the majority of it. If you do not have the punchinella, maybe you have some bubble wrap. Maybe you have some bubble wrap. This is bigger bubble wrap. I'm going to stamp a little bit on here, but let me show you. While this is still a little wet, especially up here, just going to push this down. But this bubble wrap comes in many sizes, so you can definitely, use bubble wrap. Maybe you have a hole punch that you could just take a piece of paper and just punch a bunch of holes and use that. Maybe you have your makeup sponge, and instead of doing that, you can just do the shapes of the makeup sponge. Think outside the box. Don't sit and get caught up in, I don't have punchinella. I don't have I don't have a stamp. I don't have, use what you have around the house. I have so many videos on using things. For instance, this is my old, I used all the thread, right? So this becomes, right? So your glue stick, use your glue stick lid to just do circles. It doesn't matter. You can always spray, if you have spray, if not, use paint on your mat or on a piece of wax paper or what have you, and then dip in your, this, bobbin, whatever you have, and use that. So it doesn't matter, okay? Don't get caught up on it. But you see, like, that little bit comes up, and then I'll just take this and dab it off on here. Oop, oop, there it is. Okay, we're not going to do that. All right, so that's where I'm at right now. And you can see how it dried, the white. We didn't get very good white because it mixed a little bit with the color, so it's not as bright as, if we used it with, it's still wet there, if we used it with acrylic paint, which you definitely can do. Let me see if I can give you an example. Let's do, I think most of us will have this. Now you see on this side where it's hard, you might want to use that side with your paint, your white paint. I'll show you what we can do. Let's do it like as if you don't have bubble wrap, you don't have anything, but you have something to this nature. Now, let me tap this. It's not going to come out unless I dig it out. All right, just going to take some of that white. Oh, that's all dry in there because it's almost empty and I've been holding it upside down and not using it. Take some of that off of there. Come on now, work with me. Work with me. Nope, not going to work with me. Okay. All right. So you have it on there. I also have it on here. So I'm going to go like this. And then you can go and stamp whatever way you want. Or you could dip it in here. And you can still see the dilutions is coming through. It's a powerful thing, the dilutions, the ink. But you're definitely going to have a better chance with the white paint. But like I said, if you don't have punchinella, this is just as good as look. You could do it fancy and do it in rows. I'm not what they consider fancy. I'm more grungy, but I have it all over that's why I'm grungy. And you see, we're just adding. Some of it soaks in, some of it is more opaque. It's all good. I really gotta get a new white paint over here. I hate throwing like the bottles away till they're absolutely empty. Now you can see some of these, like I said, are coming through and they got the color coming through. But you can see how you can definitely do, put that in a bigger one. You can definitely do different things. Use your makeup sponge. That's that. Okay. All right, I'm just going to throw this one away. All right, Cal, get rid of it. I'll dry this real quick. It'll dry very fast, whether you leave it dry by itself for 5 minutes or you do it. So let me tell you, if you have maybe you have a glitter that you like, or even a glitter spray, which I think I do. You can use that on top. I do all kinds of crazy stuff. Sometimes, and I just did that to lift up some more just to help it dry. Sometimes I will now take black, water it down, and do the whole, take it off the whole page. Or I'll do that with white. It depends on what I want to do. I want to stamp. I think I want to stamp a stamp on here. I'm not quite sure which stamp though. But that might be my topper. I think. All right, let me grab, what spray do I have here that has, where is my, this will be pretty. This is Perfect Pearls Iridescent Red. Let's see what this does. And you really got to shake it because it's all sitting on the bottom, especially if you don't use it right away, you know, for a while. So I really got to shake it, shake it, shake it. Okay, take the lid off. Take the lid off. Okay, come on now. Okay, apparently the plastic doesn't want to come off. Okay. Shake it a few more minutes. Spray coming out. Now it's going to reactivate that dilutions, but that's all right. I want that pink mixture. But look at it. It's going to have a nice, let me see if I can show you the pigment on there with the light. Maybe not, maybe this way. Can you see a little bit of the pink shimmer? Nah, it's not even picking it up. Bummer. Maybe when it's dry? I don't know. Yeah, I can see it on there a little bit. Oh, I love that. I want to take, you know what? Watch, this is something you can do too. Let's see if I can get both in here. And take your bubble wrap or a stamp, whatever you have. You can use a stamp. Push it in. I'm sure you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna put it on right here. Ta-da! And look at that. Can't see no glitter on there yet. Gosh darn it, but I know it's there. Do it one more time up here. It's just going to take some of that wetness away. Then I'm going to dry it. These are the same thing. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to finish this up to show you because I would like to, I don't know if I'm going to draw something on here or not. I just wanted to show you how to continue on. And blow it around. If you're using something, blow it so the ink goes. But you see the different. Now, if you see over here, now nothing's muddy, and like I said, that's why I like to dry it first, because if I didn't dry everything, it would be, it would be a muddy mess, because it would just puddle, puddle, puddle. They won't stay separate so much. So if you dry it, you get more of a working chance with it. But I'm going to tell you, use your acrylic paints if you don't have sprays, and make yourself a few sprays. It's just water. A little bit of water, thin your paint out, and put it in an old spray bottle and spray it. People always say, oh, going and buying a spray bottle is expensive. And yeah, you know what? It can be when you're going to the craft store. But if you go to your dollar store and buy body sprays from them that have, the pumps on it, and bring it home and empty it out and rinse it out and spray it, and then you have a bottle. Easy. Or maybe you have them at home and you're about finishing them up. Recycle them. I know going and buying something for $1 and throwing it away isn't the most best thing in the world to do, but you're only throwing away the liquid if you don't like it, and then you're getting a spray bottle for $1. So try one and see. It's I've done it millions of times, and I save all these bottles when they're empty, and I'm crazy like that. So I think I'm gonna take a little bit more yellow down there and down there, just because I want that a little brighter. I think I just want it a little brighter. Yeah. All right, I'm going to dry this, and then I'm going to do my stamp on it to show you. I think I found a stamp I want to use. Yeah, that little bit of yellow I like. Now what I'm going to show you is, and I'm just going to go in and dab up a little bit of this. What I'm going to show you is this, like I said, this is just background, layer after layer after layer. And that's what it is. Everything counts as a layer. So we're just layering up. If you're doing a canvas or an ATC card, same thing. But what I want to do is I think I'm going to take this, and you see how it's open in certain areas? I think I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do black, partially because I want you to see it on camera. And I'm going to show you the one side, and then I'm going to show you when I do white on the other, just to give you some ideas of where to go once you get some layers down, Okay, so just black, and I'll do it over here. Let's hope it stamps. I'm horrible at stamping on my desk. Almost, but you can see, and I'll hold it up. I'm going to do another one on top. And what we're going to do essentially is we're going to finish it up here. And the reason I always say bigger, the openings is so you could see the colors of the dilutions going through. Let me see if I can stamp it this way. Rock it back and forth. A little bit better. It's just the way my journal's so facetted because it's got all different levels. So then I'll do here too, just a little bit. And then I'll show you because you'll get my idea. Okay. So if you use an open stamp, do you see how, if you stamp it better, I probably should have put a piece of foam underneath your kid's foam. Look at that. Oh, see, you could see the pink when it does that. You could see the shine. See it? Yeah, now you see it. But when you do the open, you see the colors coming through, so it's almost like you doodled or drew on it. If you want to doodle and draw on there, by all means, go ahead. Let's look at this side over here. Oh yeah, you see the pink now? Okay. Watch. Where'd it go? It was just, there we go. See how it has like just a little sheen of the pink? So, like I said, many things you can do on here. You can use your Sharpie, your Bic is, you know, even a pen, because you're not going to really go over this. And then go ahead and maybe the parts that aren't as dark on here, you want to doodle, or you want to doodle without putting a stamp, or, you know, whatever. You know, or maybe you want to take white paint, or maybe the light pink or blue, whatever you want, and go in and just paint in these little flowers, and then leave the background just poke through. I mean, this is very simple and very easy, and you can do it with what items you have at home, which is essentially why I do this. So you can see, you know, and then it looks like you doodled. You know, let me see if I have a black here. Like for instance, let's do this one right here. So I can just go in, and you want it to be dry, and then I can go in with my marker that obviously has no ink left, and I can color these in, whatever color you want. Even paint if you really wanted to. But you go ahead and you see you colored in. Black's crappy color. And you go in and you have like, you know what I mean? So it's all over. You got different kind of flowers or whatever you're doing. Over here, what I'm going to do very quickly, and then I'm going to let you all go because I could just be here forever. And I get tired of people complaining. Okay. What color are you? I don't know. All right, I'm going to use this color here. Now I'm going to do is take some white paint. I'm going to do this. This is fun, I swear. I'm going to take my brush. It's wet, and I'm going in. And I'm not going to go over it 20 times. I'm just going down like this. Okay? That's it. I don't know if I can. Go over that to get some of that black up. I'm not happy with that black. I should have used a color. Anyway. All right, so I have this. You can see how it's lightened that up. Now what I like to do, and you can use the bubble wrap method like you did. You can use, maybe we'll just use the paper. Look how cool that looks. So I'm just going to go in real quick. Do a quick pick up. See how we're getting all that? And we're just getting texture for our next painting or whatever we're going to use this paper for. Maybe I'll do it one more time here. Like that. Set that there. You can use a paper towel. You can use, you know, whatever you want. But do you see how it's really lightened up underneath? Now, take a paper towel, something you have a little bit more control over, and just go in and dab. Now, if you want, maybe you're sitting there and it's like, oh, it's hot in this room. It's drying a little fast. Just spray the littlest bit of water. Leave it sit for a second. And you can see how it's coming through, right? And I'm just going to go dab. Okay. Now, if you look at it and you're like, I want it a little bit brighter, just go ahead, spray some more water. Give it a second. And that background will come up. Now, you can wipe it. Like if you want to wipe here, be careful, you know, that it's not too wet that it rips. But you can definitely wipe some of it. But look how the white comes through. And you can see the pink. And as it dries, you'll see. just a little bit of each of the colors coming through. Dry, dry. A lot of people, you know, get nervous when there's too much color, or, you know, they're afraid to do over. Let's see if I can get anything else off of these. Nope, it's all dry. And that's a good thing with these too. I mean, you got to be careful, because if you don't use them and they have the spray on them, when you wet them, what happens is it will reactivate. So I wanted to show you that too, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, you know, you just want to be careful when you're going to use them in something that you don't want pink in. Maybe you think, oh, I'm going to use this for white. So you want to, you know, you definitely want to wipe it down. But do you see how you can kind of go in and just play around? I love doing like drawing faces and that kind of thing on, you know, these kind of pages. I can just go in and dab. And then you can go in and do a stamp on here if you want. Still wet in places, but and then you'll see the difference. And then you can do the same thing. But I love doing this. I love whitening it out, because then you just see a little bit of what's coming through. And you can take off much more of the whites, so you get more color going through. But then you'll do the same thing over here with your stamp. It is not stamping for me today. Crud. I think you get my point. And then you can see it better, obviously. And then you can go in and color that too. So there's two different ways. Like I said, never be afraid to play, because if you play and you get to a point where it's like this and you're like, I don't know what to do with it, don't throw it away. Don't turn the page. Don't get discouraged. Take some watered down white paint and do what I do and push it all to the back, because you can see here that the colors and all are more like, when you look at it, they're like kind of more to the front, but as we put the white on it, it pushes it to the back. So you still get some of that color, but it's not as bad. It's not as bright. So if you do something like this, playing around, have fun, and you're like, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with it. Then white it out. And you can see as it dries, more color is going to come through. You can see some of the gold. You see some of the stamping underneath. It doesn't matter. It's totally up to you. And maybe you want some, let's see what color. Let's do blue. You can always open this up carefully. Don't, let's see, grab a paintbrush. Dip your brush in, and you can go and give it a border. Maybe you want, you know, a border on it where it's blue, or, you know, maybe you want to paint, you want to make sure your flowers are dry though. You want to hit it with the heat gun or leave it dry proper. But we can, you know, just give it a little border if you want. I'm doing this color because I want you guys to be able to see it. I don't know if I would necessarily use this color, but I mean, who knows? You know, or you could go in and paint. This is work I need when I have anxiety, like when I just need to meditate. But you see? And there you go. And you're just painting it in. So you can use it a twofer. There's nothing wrong with opening that. And look how cute. Let's do here. I'd probably do a lighter color over here, or mix it with a little white. Or maybe even just do white. Do a couple. And you can see you get a lot of mileage with it. You know, I've done how many flowers, but look how cute. Oh, now I gotta do a pink one. Now I gotta do pink. Gotta try the pink and shake it up before you do it. Get that blue off of there now. Excuse me. Dry it good. Open up the pink. Open up now. Okay. I'm doing a little dipple, do ya? Let's see, this is why I should never try new things. Look how cute. A little wet on the brush, but it'll soak in. That's because I didn't dry my brush like I should have. Which, whatever. I'm playing. And that's it. You just go ahead and paint your little flowers. Let's see over here. Oh my God, how much fun. Even in those coloring books, or if you just sat and drew and doodled, and then you did that. Now I know I have a lot of pink on here, so what I'm gonna do is throw my cap across the room. Go to a page. Look at that. Might put a little bit too much on there, but I'm gonna clean it off because I know this is gonna have a pink theme. I'll wet my brush one more time and just kind of do that. It dries very fast. So yeah. Oh, it ran. That's fun. Oh, let's make it run. Oh my goodness. Let me get my water. Let's see if you could see. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's where I like to be, right there. And I love it because of all the creases. Okay, I have to stop. I'll sit here and play all day. So don't be afraid to play. That's my point. Do it. Have fun. Don't be afraid to play. If you make it too dark and you're like, I'm not digging it, throw some white down on it, like over here. That's the best thing. And then you can start almost from a blank canvas, but you still have a background done. And that's the fun of it. So, okay. As always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. Please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoy my videos. If you are new to my channel and you would like to be, please subscribe. The button's down below. Click the bell next to it to be notified when I upload, which is usually 5 to 6 times a week. Share me around. I really appreciate it. And I love you guys. I love you guys very much. This is progress, not perfection. This is, let's do some backgrounds and figure out, you know, where you sit at on these two kind of things. Do you like it really dark and in your face? Do you need it to be, you know, pushed back? You can even see, like I said, that it's, you know, coming through even more as it dries. So, I mean, it's just a lot of fun. And the dripping and, oh, the fun to be had. It's crazy. I love you guys. Tune back tomorrow because tomorrow I'm going to be doing another quote kind of thing or question rather to answer, and I'll be answering mine. And that's it. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.